So if on notepad, so we created all these actions. So launch, write, click on file, save, path, button and terminate. For each and everything, so we have created. First what we have done, we created an application modular. So by using this notepad option. So this is Windows based application. And then we given the name of the application, we given the executable file of this particular application where it is available, and then it has been launched. When it is launched, it has created main element. This main element we used to launch and terminate, and we have used navigate stage to launch and terminate, and remaining things based on our requirement we have used the shapes. And then we spied it each and element, right click on file, save, path and then save button, each and element we spied it. So in Win32 something in accessibility, and then we created a properties. Here we unchecked so properties where we don't have values. That is the thing. So what we have done now, so after creation of this all these things, how to use that in your process studio. If you observe these things, each and everything actions we created, and what is the business object name here? Notepad 7. This is a business object name for us. Now if you observe here in your process studio, if you want to create a process for this, create a process, notepad process 7. Now next, finish, double click. Now each and every option in your object studio, what we will call these things as a action. Here we will call that as a action. In your process studio you will call each and everything as a page, but here we are going to call this as a action. Now come to process studio. If you want to use those actions here, you need to take a help of action shape. Observe this, we have a shape called action. We have to take the help of this. Click on this. Now what happened? Action came. Double click on the action. Now what it is asking, give me the business object name, give me the action name. If you drag and drop, business object name is notepad, right? This is our business object name which we created in object studio. Click on this and action. Observe this. Can you able to see any actions here? No, but we created actions here in object studio, right? All these are actions, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So 7 actions we created, but these actions you can't able to see it here when you are working within a process studio for this business object. Why? Must and should remember, once you create the actions in your object studio, must and should each and every action which you need to use, those things you need to publish first. Once you published, then only we can able to use that in your process studio. Otherwise you can't able to. Observe this, how to publish this one. Just a minute. Close this. Come to object studio and launch. Right click. We have an option publish. Publish. Whatever the actions you need to use that in your process studio, those actions you need to publish. It's not mandatory to publish each and every action. Whatever the actions you need to, for example, if you created some actions for future purpose, no need to submit, no need to publish. You can publish it later whenever it is required. Whatever the actions you required, those actions you can able to publish it here. So publish and publish. Now all the actions, now icon has been changed for this, all these things. All the actions is published. Now come to the process studio. Observe this business object. Still it is not showing, right? Because the thing is, once you published here, after that we need to save. We need to save it. Once you have done the changes, remember always, once you have done any changes in your Object Studio, if the changes need to be reflected in your Process Studio, then we have to refresh. We have to refresh in your Process Studio. Then only you can able to see that. Even though if you saved, you can't able to see it here. See this? Okay. You can't able to see it here because it's not refreshed. If you refresh, then only whatever the changes you have done in the backend, it is going to reflect in your front end. Otherwise, it will not. Okay. Reset is different, refresh is different. Reset, it will take you process to the initial stage, but refresh, whatever the changes you have done in the backend, it is going to so give it to the front end. Reset, refresh. Now we are refreshing. Double click. Not bad. Observe this. Everything we have here, whatever the actions we created in the back end, so all the actions you can able to see it in your Process Studio as a action. The business object name is notepad, and all these are actions according to requirement. So we are going to use these actions, so based on step by step. So what we need to do first, we need to launch. So do the name as launch here. Click OK. Yes, it's launched. After the launch, what we need to do, we need to write something. We are writing, write, and notepad. We need to write. After that, after the write, what we are going to do? After the write, so we need to save. Click on file, right? Click on file. Come to notepad. Click on file. After clicking on a file, what we are doing? Clicking on save button. Save option. Save option. Click on notepad. Save option. Okay. After click on a save option, we need to give the path. Double click. Path. Notepad. Path. Done. After the path, what we are going to do? After the path, so we need to give again save button. That is a button, right? We need to click on save button. Notepad. Save button. Okay. After that, we can terminate. 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 Click OK. Now, so how many actions we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 actions we created. So how many actions we have in Object Studio? 7 actions we created, right? All the actions we have implemented in your Process Studio step by step. Link. So here, each and every action, so we created individually in Process Studio, Object Studio, and then we are using that in your Process Studio. If you do all these things in your Object Studio in one action, then we can't able to reuse, right? So for example, different users requirement will be different. So for example, we are going to write first, and then we are going to click on a save. But so they are going to write, and then they can able to so change the font. They need to change the font. After changing the font, they need to do something. Then so their requirement is different. So that's why each and every option we need to create it as a separate actions in your Process Studio. So now, so we've done this. Now we will see, clicking on run, how it is going to work. So each and everything, so when you tested here, each and everything is working, right? Each and everything is working fine. Now, if it is working fine in your Object Studio, so almost 99% of the time it has to work in your Process Studio. But so we need to So check in all your three running modes, three debugging modes. What it means by that? You will see that. If you observe here, see this debug speeds. All your three debug speeds, we need to test it. Then only we can able to say that the application has been automated properly. Otherwise, it is not. Now, we will run and then we will see that. Now we are running. Observe. Launch. We clicked on a launch button. It's launched. Right? Sorry. So in between I have done something. It will fail. Reset. Again I will open. Observe this. So because already the file is available, so that's why it is showing that. So do you want to replace the file? This one, right? I'm going to delete this one. I have deleted this one. Now again we are going to run this reset. Run. And so it has been launched. It clicked on a file. It clicked on a save option. It given the path. Again it clicked on a save, and then it is terminated. Now notepad. So this one so has been created, right? Notepad sample.txt, it has been created. Okay, now it is working fine. Each and every option is working fine, right? Okay, good. Now when it is running in your normal speed, normal speed, it has to work in slow mode. Slow mode. Debugging modes. We have three debugging modes. So one is slow, another one is normal, another one is speed. Must ensure that application has to be tested in all your debugging speeds. Then only we can say that that application has been properly automated. You can't say that if it is working in normal mode, so it will work in a fast mode. We are not sure about that, so it is not going to work properly in all the modes. Must ensure we need to test, and then we need to make sure that before deploying. Now normal mode it is working. Now we will see in a slow mode how it is going to work. We'll delete this one. Now come to this process studio. Now we will run it in a slow mode. Now it is in slow debugging speed. Now run. So these for the testing purpose. Once you automated, we need to make sure that it has to work in all your speeds, debugging speeds. Sorry, I moved my mouse. It is not going to take. It's running in slow, right? Yes, it is working in slow mode also. It is working fine. Now we will test that in a speed mode. So most of the time, if it is working in a normal mode, it will work in slow mode. But so you can't make sure that it will work in a speed mode also. We have to test it. So now just observe. So we are going to change this into fast. Now this is fast mode. Now we move it to the fast. Now we'll see that. Reset. Run. Observe. Is it running after this? No. If you observe here, it's throwing some error. Observe this error. This is very important. Sometimes in interviews also they will ask what are the errors you are going to get. So when you are using your when you are creating your applications. Also, what it says, unable to match any window with the query terms. It's saying that unable to match any window with query terms. So where it is unable to match, so failure to perform step 1 in write stage, write to on page path. In page path, when it is trying to write, it's unable to find that particular window. Come to the process where it is in path, in path stage. When in the path, what we are trying to do, we are giving that particular specific path, right? So we are so just before that we will discuss something. After that I will tell you what it means by that exactly. I will close this, close it. Okay, now so what it is doing is it is running very fast here. When it is running very fast, so it is click on a file and clicking on a save, and then immediately it is going to the path. When you click on a save option, it will take some time to open that particular window, the path window. Before opening that path window, it is trying to enter the details of this particular path. That's why it is saying that that particular path is unable to found, unable to so write in a particular query terms. So that's why it is saying that the path is not available. So before it is launching, it is trying to hit, it's trying to enter. So most of the time, so this error will occur in launching your application. When you are launching your application, so for example, sometimes, so if your system is very fast, your application will launch immediately. If your system is very slow, then it will take some time to launch, right? For example, so you open google.com. If your internet is fast, if your system is fast, it will open immediately. Otherwise, it will take some time to browse. It will take some time. So like 1 second or 2 seconds or 3 seconds, whatever it may be, right? So before it is opening, it is trying to hit something. It is trying to enter the data. It is trying to enter the username and password. Then it's very difficult. So it is unable to enter the data into that particular field. So then it will throw error. So before launching, always, so remember, so to overcome this, we have to use a wait option. We have to use wait option. We have another shape called wait in your process tray. Now, so how to handle this? Just observe this. So what is in the backend for this path? Right click, view action in Object Studio. Now observe this. This is view action in Object Studio. It is going to the path. Here it is throwing some error when it is entering the data here, right? When it is trying to enter this path, so it is saying that the these are not available. Before this, what is happening? It is clicking on a save. When it is clicking on a save, so and then it is trying to open, it will take some time to open that. We can handle this by using wait option. Observe this, wait. Use a wait here and give the link. From navigate to wait, after clicking on a save, wait for some time. Don't go immediately to the next stage. Wait. And how much time it has to wait? By default, wait option have 5 seconds. Wait, we have in 3 ways we can able to implement. One is static wait, and another one is user defined wait. Another one is dynamic. Static wait, by default we have 5 seconds. By default we have 5 seconds for static. Now user defined wait, if you change this 5 seconds to 20 seconds, then that is user defined wait. Then what it mean by dynamic wait? During the runtime, it is going to take the weight based on the properties. Dynamically, the weight will change. It may take 2 seconds, it may take 3 seconds, or it may take 4 seconds, whatever it may be. So dynamically it is going to change. So we'll see that how it is going to be so implemented. So the best option is dynamic wait. We'll discuss why we need to use dynamic wait. So here, Object Studio, wait, double click on a wait, observe what it says, 5 seconds. It is saying that 5 seconds. So this is static wait. If you use 5 seconds, it will wait for 5 seconds. So there in that particular thing, and then after that it will run. So now refresh, save this. We have done some changes here. Save, go to Process Studio, reset, refresh it. We refreshed it. Now we will run again. Now observe this. It's waiting some time here. Okay. Right, and then save. Okay, I move this mouse. Reset, run. Observe it is waiting some time here. Right? It's closed. So 5 seconds it waited there, and then within that 5 seconds the application has been opened. After that it has been entered data. Fine. If you increase that value, if you increase that weight, increase this to, you doesn't know, right, how much time it is going to take, 20 seconds or 30 seconds, whatever it may be, we doesn't know. Okay, so by the roughly, so based on your application behavior, so assume that you have given 20 seconds. Okay, save this, save, and come to Process Studio, reset, refresh, and we are going to run again. Now observe where it is still it is waiting here, right? In the wait, 20 seconds it will wait. After the 20 seconds, it is going to enter the path. 20 seconds exactly it will wait, and it is going to enter the path. Now it's entered, but the thing is, it's open in within 2 to 3 seconds. Unnecessarily it is waiting for, so again, so some more 18 seconds or some more 17 seconds, right? So why it's unnecessarily it has to wait if the application has been opened? No need, right? So roughly, so for example, so based on so application behavior, so if you give 20 seconds, it may not open in 20 seconds. So that's why, so we have increased the time period to 20 seconds. So we'll assume that, so within that 20 seconds that application will open. Within that 20 seconds, based on your system configuration, so it is going to open within 1 second or 2 seconds, 30 seconds, whatever it may be. But if it opens, then why again it has to wait for some more seconds? It's not required, it's not necessary, right? So that's why we will use dynamic wait option. Dynamic wait. Dynamic wait, it will behave on some other elements. Next element. So for example, observe here we are using dynamic wait. So every application we are going to do the same thing. After the launch we will use wait, and then wherever it is required the wait option we are going to use the thing. Observe this wait. So this is save, right? This is save. After the save what we are getting? Path, right? Observe this path. Move this element to here, and condition will be check exist. What it means by that? It will check before opening that, it will check is that path is available or not before going to the next stage. So when it is hitting that particular path, when it is trying to give the path there, it will check, it will go to that particular, so every time it will continuously it will check if the path element is available or not. It means indirectly it is checking that is that path window has been opened or not. is the path window has been opened or not. If it is open, after click on a save, it has to open. If it's open, then only it will go to this. Observe this, we have another anchor, it came. Link, give this. What it says? Path check exists. After clicking on a save here, it is going to check the path exists or not. Yes, if it exists, then come out from the process. Go to the next stage. Go to the next stage. If path doesn't exist, then still it will wait for some more time. So it will wait up to 20 seconds. Within the 20 seconds, if the application is not opening, then what is going to be happen? It will give error. It will throw error, and then it will give some message. These things we will discuss. So how to handle any application, so when it is not opening, how to handle this. So when we are discussing with exception handling, if within 20 seconds also if it is not opening, then how to handle that, we will see that. Now here we have done changes. Save this one. We given a dynamic weight here. This is dynamic weight. If you use by default 5 seconds, that is static. If you change this value, then that is user defined. So if you use dynamic option like this, based on it is going to depend on another element, then we will call it as a dynamic. Okay, so now save it, come to the process studio, reset, and we are going to run this. Previously it waited for 20 seconds, right? Now observe this, it's not waiting. It's not waiting. Immediately if the application opens, it is moving to the next option. So this is so very important when you are working with any application. So we have to also use this thing. So most of the time, blindly remember, after launching your application, you are going to use wait. Wherever it is taking time to open another application. So for example, when it is opening another window, it will take some time. So by default we are going to use dynamic. So that's why first we need to go through that application first before automating anything. We need to go through that application first. If you go through that application, then only you can able to understand so how the application is behaving, and then where you need to wait option, so where you need to use a wait option. So then only we can able to understand, otherwise it's not possible. Right? Same thing. So now we have another options here. We will discuss about another debugging tools. So we have option called step and step over and step out. Step over and step out. For example, assume that so we are walking from one place to another place. So when you are walking, so how we will go step by step, step after another step, right? Step by step we are walking, then that is a step over. In between some steps we are crossing, so we are skipping some steps, that is step over. And what it means by step out, directly jumping to the end, that is step out. So step action we will use to check step by step what is happening. And coming to here, so we are skipping in between. Step out, directly going to end. So these three things, these three debug tools we will use for test any application. So for example, if you are struggling in anywhere, somewhere it is not working, so we need to check that. So each and every step, is it working fine or not? So what was the issue is happening in the backend in Object Studio. If you want to see how it is going to run in Process Studio, we created this. How it is running in the backend. If you want to see that, just observe this. We have an option called reset. Now we have to see this step over and step out. So if I click on a step, observe this, what is happening step by step. It will show you. Click on step, where it came to launch. Again I am clicking on step, where it went. Observe this, it went to launch in your Object Studio. Why? What you are calling in your Process Studio in that particular action, you are calling launch, right? That's why it went here. Again step, what we are doing, we are using navigate, and navigate, what you are doing, you are launching application. Next, it's launched. Again step, it's done, and then it came again back to your Process Studio. This step is completed. Next, again next step, right step. In the backend, for the right step, what you have is going to write the data. Right, it will write. After that, again it will come to your Object Studio. Again if you click on this, again it will go to the backend in the Object Studio, and then it will give you the information step by step. So what is happening in the backend also. Step option, it will show you the step by step information what is happening in Object Studio as well as Process Studio. Now come to step over. Close this. Come to step over. Step over, it is skipping steps in between, right? It's nothing but it will not show you what is happening in the backend in your Object Studio. It will show you only what is happening in your Process Studio. It will run step by step, one by one. Observe this step, it's in launch. Again step, same Process Studio, it's in write. Again if you click on a step, again it will go to the click on file. In the same Process Studio, it will not go to Object Studio, right? It is not going to Object Studio now, because it has been in the back end, that's why it is showing. Step, again it will come to here. It will not go to your back end. It will not show you what is happening in your Object Studio. It will show you only the things what is happening in your Process Studio. That is nothing but step over. Now what it means by step out? Directly it will come to the end of your process. Directly it will come to end of your process. Reset and observe this, run. It executed everything in a fast mode, nothing but in a fast mode. It will execute in the backend. I will show you the completely. It will come to the end. Step out, it will execute, and then it will show you the result. This is the things: step over, and then step out. How to test your application. Most of the time, when you automate any application, must and should we have to run in all your debug speeds. After running all your debug speeds, if you have any issues in any way, when you created a process, you have to use these options: step out, step over, and then step out. Most of the time we will use step and step over, we will not use step out. It is nothing but a running in a speed mode. It will show you the result, that's it. And then reset button we will use to reset the option, and then refresh we will use to refresh. Okay, now what all the objects we created, now I need to send these objects to you. The requirement is, this is clear, right? Okay, we'll go for another thing. For example, we created n number of objects here, and then process here. We created object as well as process, right? I want to deploy. Otherwise, whatever the things I created in my machine, so I want to give it to you. Then how to do that? Or whatever the things I have done in my machine, I want to take a backup, and then I want to give it to you. Once I given it to you, so you can able to import and you can able to work with that. We have a option called import and export. Export and import. If you want to move your process, if you want to use your objects, whatever the things I am using here, the same objects, if you want to use it in your system, then we have an option called import and export. By using this export and import, we can able to take a backup of your files, backup of your process. So when you are using export and import, it will use .xml file format. By default, it will take .xml file format. It will create a .xml files. These files, if I send it to you, you have to import in your machine. That's it. Whatever the things we have done in this machine, everything it will come to your machine. It's like nothing but a taking up a backup of your files. Now we will see how to do that. Go to Process Studio. I will close this. Come to Object Studio. Close it. Same. Close. Now come here. Now observe this. All these things we have created everything, right? So today what I am going to do is I am going to send all these XML files to you. What you have to do is you have to import into your machine. That's it. Everything, whatever the things we have done till now, everything it will come to your machine. So you can import it and then you can keep this for your practice purpose, for a reference purpose when you are practicing. And so all these are individual process, that is fine. But when it is coming to the notepad, what you have? Process as well as object. You need to have both the things. Then only when you are running this it will work. Otherwise, if you have only process, it will refer to object studio, it will not work. In this case, we need both the things, right? So I will import it now. So observe how to import file, export. First we need to export process or object. Which one? Process. Click. Which process? These processes, right? So one by one select. So we can't able to select multiple things at the same time. One by one only we have to do it. Okay. So now, so next, and then browse. Where do you need to create the processes? So I will mark it as a desktop. Create a folder. Already I imported something. Sure, I see. Okay, so let it be. So we'll get confused. We'll create a new folder here. So name. Inside this folder we required all these things. Choice. Observe this .xml and finish. It has been imported. First one is imported. Again, sorry, exported. Export process. Go to this. Next one. This one, circular path. And then browse. Again into the same folder. Save. Finish. Again, I will import. Sorry. Export. Export process. Now, again, come to this collection with load. Dot process and save. Finish. Again the same way, file, export, another one, go here, this one, this is decision. Next, sorry, browse, okay, finish. Again file, export. Like this we can able to export each and everything, whatever the things you have done in your system. You can take a backup of each and everything, and then you can able to, so if you want it again, if you want to send it to another person, or if you want to send it to your, so lead for reference purpose, or if you want to send it to, so for example, so why you are going to take a backup is, for example, you have done something. So if you don't take a backup, for example, so the system has been crashed or something happened to the system, then so you are working in some other so server, and then the server has been, so it has been crashed. Then so what we need to do if you don't have a backup? So that's why most of the time, so once your process is done, always the best practice is you will take a backup. So notepad finish, and then notepad finish. Now just process again. After this, almost everything we are taking. Notepad page concept, finish again, export process to the page, this one, export. What you need to do is, I will send these files to you, so just you need to import that into your system. That's it. So whatever the things we have done it here, everything, it will come to you. Sample, I don't think so. It have something. Okay, let it be. Import. Now here, so we have a object also, right? This notepad object. Without that it will not work. So must and should we need to export object also. Which object? This one, notepad. Browse. And then, so where you need to get, let it be here itself. Now finish. Now everything has been exported. Now once I send this to you, what you need to is just download it and then go to file and then use import and then browse and just go to that particular path where you kept that desktop. So in here, for example, here, select that. See this one object and remaining all are processes. If you want to import the process, select and then click open and then next. Automatically it will come to your process view because it's already available. That's why it is saying that, do you want to overwrite with this name? No. So we imported from the same machine, right? So once you've done this, next, automatically the process will come to your machine. So now you can able to see all these things. And then, so this is the import and export option. This, so we will use this for our backup purpose. So in interviews we should not tell them so how you are moving your bots, how you are sending your bots to your admin, how you are deploying your bots. So we should not tell, so we are going to use XML files. So this is a so wrong scenario. So we should not use XML files. That is, we have a different concept of release file concept. We have to use release file concept to create a package. Then only, so it will be send it to the admin. Then only we can able to so give it to the admin to deploy the things. If it is not release file, XMLs will not support. So because there is a reason for that, we will discuss why they are not going to accept XML files. If it is only and process and object, you can able to do that. But along with the process and object, going forward we will see that, so environmental variables will be there, we will have credentials will be there, we will have scheduling things will be there. All these things together we need to give. It's not possible to give scheduling, credentials, environmental variables by using this option. By using this XML option, you can't able to give. You can able to give only your process, only your object. That's it. You can't able to give remaining things. That's why. So we are not going to follow this for when you are giving your bots to the admin. So just for your reference purpose, you can able to take a backup. That is fine, but we will not give it to admin. We have a some other approach for this. Okay, good. So any doubts in this class? So I will send the recorded sessions to you today. So I'm converting it. It's taking very long time. So just a minute. Yep. So it is still so converting all the, so today's file also So I will convert and I will send it to you. And then along with these XML files also, what you need to do is just, so I will zip this and then I will send it to you. So you need to, so unzip this one. After that, so go to this folder path and then import it, all these XML files. Then automatically process will, for the process, object for object, automatically it will go. Process, it will go to the process studio. Objects, it will go to object studio once you import it. Then you can keep this for reference and then you can able to so practice the same things. Okay, so any questions discuss?
Nothing, Dinesh. Thank you.
Okay,
And one thing, do you have any documentation? I mean, the Blue Prism documentation which you can share.
yeah, I will share it to you. So I forgot to so give that. So we have a documentation for,
Oh,
so study material is there. I will so do that.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much guys. Yeah, see you on Monday. Happy weekend.
Yeah, wish you the same. See you. Bye bye.
Thank you, bye bye.